live. But yep, we are. Lazio-Dortmund just finished. After 30 years, Lazio back in the Champions League. Alistair, this match in the second half, the time, I don't know what was going on. It didn't move on. But help me understand what happened. Saturday, a disaster against Sampdoria, not Real Madrid, a disaster. And then Tuesday, against one of the best team in Europe, Lazio played probably the best 45 minutes of the last year, maybe.
I don't know about that, but definitely the best they've played since the lockdown, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm still completely stunned by this. By you, I'm kind of lost for words here, because I thought we might get a better performance out of them, like we talked about in the pod yesterday, saying that they had to be better than what we saw in Saturday. I'm completely that. It was a really, it wasn't just that they got the win, that they scored the goals, that they defended well. It was just they made the whole thing look fairly comfortable, and they had this attitude that was completely different from what we saw in general against Sampdoria. So yeah, I'm staggered by it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that, you know, in a big match, in a Champions League competition, probably the players would have stepped up, and they did. Basically, they did. Hello, Erfan, Forza Lazio. Yeah, obviously, Tommy Aquilotto, burn the neon green kits. Yeah, did we lose all the match with that shirt?
Oh man, I mean, I think burn the neon kits is quite a good rule anyway. No matter what the results have been, that's fine with me.
But yeah, Alistair, even Hood played well when he came in. And obviously, having Luis Felipe, it's a big difference. We have to say that till he was fit, he was amazing. And let's not forget that, again, the biggest point of Borussia Dortmund is their attack. So, you know, Acerbi played a terrific match. Luis Felipe played well. Even the same Patrick played well, if we had what he did for the Dortmund goal, right? So I thought Lazio played great. I'm sorry, I a little bit shouted during the goal, so I think they will be kick me out of the house now. But you know,
you sound like Zaggy in a press conference after a game when he's been shouting the whole game, barely talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus the Akpa Pro goal. Come on, guys, that was terrific.
Right, Pro, yeah. I mean, I just read Pag Pro, which was who was it? Yeah, Will Beckman tweeted the teams that John Daniel Pro has scored against in the year 2020: Cosenza, Juve Stabia, and Borussia Dortmund. I mean,
that's fantastic.
I said at the time, I was like, who? I mean, no one would have expected that our match-winning hero. You know, if you told us John Daniel Akpapro is going to score the winning goal against Borussia Dortmund in your opening Champions League game, like even we wouldn't have believed you. It's that random. I mean, credit to the guy. Honestly, he is becoming a kind of cult hero already, isn't he? I mean, what a man! If there's one way to earn the fans' love, it's by doing that. But it was, I mean, sorry. Before anything else, we have to talk about Chiro. This was Chiro's night, right? Against his old club. Yeah, people always talk about this for no apparent reason, like his entire career in Germany, which is a load of licks anyway. So there was pressure on him tonight, and to get a goal and an assist, and the performance overall was brilliant. I thought, I'm for him, so happy for him.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know, it wasn't easy. Yes, he had a good chance, but you can miss that chance, especially if you're nervous and things like that. Instead, first chance, even after a couple of minutes, so you're even a little bit cold, and you score immediately. That's terrific. That's in a such. Let's not forget that Bruges won against Zenit, so for Lazio was really important to win this match, because now, you know, things much Lazio, because Zenit is at 0 point, and Lazio it's 3 points and already beaten the favorite of this group. So this is a very good result for Lazio. Very good. And obviously, we have to talk about Ciro. Probably, Alistair, this team miss a player like Ciro, someone that don't want to lose, someone that every time try to find a way to score. And today I thought he was terrific. I'm not sure he was man of the match, but definitely he played very, very well.
I've just been told, I see, by Steven Scarpella to address him by his proper title, which is King Ciro. So I'm so sorry, guys. My bad. Yeah, but that's if we had to pick a man of the match from Sampdoria, it would have been really difficult to think of anyone. Maybe strict. Tonight, there's quite a few you could easily say would be worthy of the honour. I mean, I think Cherby had a big game at the back.
Terrific.
I think
terrific.
Lucas Leighton, his biggest game for Lazio for a while.
He was
a
everywhere.
long time. Like, he was superb. Yeah, Luis Alberto as well. Very good game. I mean, the only guy who was frustrating me was Correa. Other than that, it was pretty good.
Even though the assist he made to Ciro, that was great. You know, the problem with Correa is that he had a terrific chance, an incredible chance, and he missed it. Then we were lucky to score immediately afterwards from the corner. But yeah, it's Champions League. You're 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper. You have to score, guys. I'm sorry. Don't know. They all played well. Probably Correa was the one that didn't convince me. Marus well, you know, even Fares defended very well. He has to improve with the assist, because a couple of times, Alistair, he put the ball not on target, and you had Murici there, you had Milinkovic, etc. A couple of centimeters more closer to the player would have been goal. So, but yeah, Erfan, Alistair is saying such an amazing performance in the first half. Yes, I thought the first 45 minutes we could have closed 3-0, 4-0 probably, if we consider the Correa chance. Do you agree? Probably the best first half of the season.
Well, I'm not having that, actually, because I almost kind of tweeted something similar, and then I thought, well, actually, if Correa's shot hadn't been, we wouldn't have got the corner that led to the goal. So it doesn't really work. But yeah, I mean, Ciro had a couple of chances. I mean, it was just a completely transitive performance all around. You know, it was like watching Lazio back at best from the periods between September and March last season, when we went on that 21 game unbeaten run, when we were beating all the big teams, and they just had that same confidence, that same swagger. But most importantly, I think, was that they went into the game with the right mindset. And by that I mean, I think they showed a great deal of patience and intelligence in the way they played, in a way that they just completely didn't against Sampdoria. So they were a lot more accurate in the way that they attacked, the passing they made, the runs that the forwards were making, and the passes that the midfielders were making. The way they controlled possession was better to relieve a bit of the pressure. There were periods in the game, and I get a bit concerned about this, that they sat too deep in their own half and they allowed Borussia Dortmund to come forward. but I think we have to expect a little bit of that. But they, collapse in the way that they did against Atalanta in the first game back. And a reference point when I was thinking about that at halftime, my reference point was that Atalanta match when we were 2-0 up, very quick start, and then completely collapsed and ran out of energy. And I was thinking, we need to prove that this is different, that something else is going on here. And that's exactly what they did. Even in the second half, when they were under pressure, I think they showed the maturity of a Champions League side, be able to weather the storm, to be able to weather the storm of pressure that comes from playing against a team like that and take your chances when they come. Like that's how big competition. I don't know where it came from tonight, but I'm glad it happened.
I mean, on Sky Italy, they are showing a graphic about ACPA Pro. I mean, this is simply unbelievable. Carlo Garganese is saying Lucas Leiva is God tonight. I thought he played terrific. I thought he played amazingly well. But yeah, Ciro Immobile played great football. I'm just rewatching the highlights. They show ACPA Pro goal. What a goal. Again, I say, with Correa's the only player that didn't convince me. Even Huth, when he came in, Haaland disappeared. I mean, what a performance. Alistair, I think that when you're playing the Champions League, especially against a big team like Borussia Dortmund, you find the concentration, you find the focus that Lazio was missing against Sampdoria. I think this is one of the biggest difference.
Yeah, but they need to show consistency now. I mean, I saw on Twitter, who was it? God, I've lost it now. I think it was Kilkito said, are Lazio flipping what they did last season, and they're now crap in the league and great in Europe, which is quite a good point, I think, if you think about the way last season went, the Europa League being a complete beat, and then in Serie A, they're storing up their best games. I really hope that that's not going to be the case, and that we can go to Bologna, stay here and play Bologna in Rome this weekend and put in a performance on the back of this. Because I think what this needs to be isn't a reminder of what Lazio can play like. This for me has to be the moment where this team switches and gets back and kicks on from this, uses it as a platform. Last season that happened in the Atalanta 3 draw, 3-0 down at halftime. They came back to 3-3, and Inzaghi talked about it. The players talked about it for the rest of the season as that moment when they got that belief that they could carry that momentum forward to go on that run of form. And I think that a result like this should be enough to be the catalyst for a similar kind of a similar reaction from the players. I really hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, by the way, Stefan Scarpulla, can you read it? I thought Vittorio was too optimistic about ACPA Pro. I told you guys, this is the new Luis Felipe. He's playing terrific. Ben saying, Patrick solid. Ciao, guys. Ciao, Ben. I thought, Alistair, Patrick, no one would give him, a chance. But I think he fits perfectly with the three-man defense of Simone Inzaghi. He played well today. He made only one mistake that gave Haaland the chance to score. And this is the big difference, guys. In the Champions League, especially when you're playing against a big team like Dortmund, you have to make no mistakes. Dortmund make a mistake in the first 5 minutes and Lazio score. This is what good team does, Alistair. And that's why Lazio won. Michael Nardi, Marusic for shutting down Sancho. I thought Marusic again played really, really well. And the biggest threats were Sancho, Royce, and Holland. Royce, I don't know, was he on the pitch? I didn't see him.
I mean, no, genuinely, I think it took me about 25 minutes to find him. That was my biggest concern. I think it was all of our biggest concern going into this game, talking about Patrick, talking about Marusic. Because the thing is, not only are the defenders who we've got available available, with the exception of Francesco Acerbi, quite error-prone, but they're also completely inexperienced at this level. And that's something that's, I think, quite easy to forget, is that although players who were used to watching a lot in Serie A, like Francesco Acerbi, are where we kind of see them as stalwarts at this level, they're not actually used to playing in the Champions League and coming up against teams like Dortmund and players like Haaland or Sancho or Royce or whoever it is. And that's what impressed me the most, was that they just didn't seem fazed by that whatsoever. They seemed far more flustered coming up against Keita Balde on Saturday, or Gaston Ramirez, than they did by any of the players that Dortmund threw at them tonight. And yeah, it was just but then this is my problem with this, is that what do we. This is why I'm so kind of flabbergasted by this. Is how do we react to this now? It's too Jekyll and Hyde. Like, how can you be so different 4 days apart when you've got pretty much the same team on the pitch? It is a question of motivation. I think you're right. I think they had to be motivated tonight, and they were. But
I think this can be the turning point. An important victory against a big team like Borussia. I think this can really change the season of Lazio. So I think this could be very, very important. I'm running out of battery. This can be a little bit complicated. But do you agree with Adi? Alberto is the man of the match, Alistair?
Well, I just
meantime, I'll try to find a charger. You go on.
Do you need me to do a solo monologue? Oh God, not again. If anyone had came on one of our live ones for the Champions League draw, I got left alone by myself for about 5 minutes while Vittorio disappeared. So hopefully it's not that long again. Yeah, I mean, I kind of was talking a bit before. I think the man of the match, if we have to award one, is quite a competitive thing, because there's so many players across the pitch who I thought performed really well for Lazio tonight. Luis Alberto, definitely one of them. It's one of these strange things where the pass he made to Ciro at the end, he'll never be awarded an assist for that, but that is the pass that sets up the goal. And that kind of key pass is what we've been missing from him in recent games. I think we've been really missing that kind of defensive unlocking kind of move that is usually a hallmark of his game. And I think he played with real confidence tonight. I think basically we have a lot of players who wanted to show that they're ready for this level, that they belong at this level, and that this is the opportunity they've been waiting for with Lazio, and now they're going to take it. But it was one thing, saying all that, and another thing actually delivering when the moment came. I think Alberto delivered tonight big time, as did all the midfield. This is one of the things we were complaining about the most in our last podcast, was that same midfield three of Alberto, Lucas, and Milinkovic, the same midfield, and we were complaining that they just disappeared against a team like Sampdoria. 1 week they're playing against Morton Torsby and they're getting dominated, and then a few days later they're playing against Borussia Dortmund and they're killing it. So yeah, I mean, I think the whole midfield was brilliant tonight.
Absolutely, and Milinkovic Savic as well was great. He was, one of the questions I had was, Borussia, like a lot of German teams, are very physical. On the other side, Lazio's not. So it was good to see Milinkovic winning those battles and Luis Alberto making the difference with his quality. I thought that was really, really important for Lazio. Stefan, how can we sleep tonight? We don't sleep. We stay awake till 10 o'clock. Lazio store opens and we go there and buy Akpa Pro shirt, even though I think it's not ready. I don't think they have it. So I don't know. I will stay there. And Maruzic was amazing in defense. I thought Maruzic, again, Alistair, and this is one of the problems. When he's available, Maruzic in the last year has been great. The problem is when he's available. Same thing. Now, if we want to see the negative side, Luis Felipe went out. I don't know if he's going to be fit for this weekend. Milinkovic Savic came out. I think a little bit a muscle problem there. So this is the problem of this team. It's not the quality, but obviously, if you don't have Luis Felipe, you have Hurt that needs time to get back to the same level. I thought today he played really well, and this was really encouraging, but he didn't play a match in the last 3 months. He needs time to recover. But as we said last year as well, when Lazio is able to play the starting 11 and they play in as they can, Lazio can beat even Borussia Dortmund, and they show it today. Even with Marusic, that, if Marusic played for Inter, I thought Gazzetta dello Sport would mention him as the best winger every week. Instead, he's playing for Lazio, and he doesn't deserve nothing.
I'm surprised he doesn't play for Inter because he's a wing back, and I think Antonio Conte signed pretty much every wing back in the world by now, hasn't he? So, the thing is, we
absolutely
can go through this whole team, or less the whole team, and talk about them and praise them because it was a team performance tonight. It's really encouraging, and it's worth maybe it's stating the obvious, but it's worth reiterating. Dortmund are the big team in this group. This is the big game, apart from when we go to Germany. So to come away with a win, I mean, I don't know about you, Vittorio, but if you'd offered me, I was thinking when Dortmund scored first goal and they got one back, and I was thinking pessimistically, right, if it's a 2-2 draw, I think before the game, I probably would have taken that. I don't know about, would you have taken a draw going into this game? I think I probably would have after
absolutely.
what we saw.
I mean, absolutely. We were saying, we did a podcast yesterday saying, getting a point out of this match would be positive, would be very good. Because Borussia is the favorite of this group. So getting a point against the best team would be positive. And, after we scored the second goal, I said, well, okay, at least we're going to get a point. So this is something very positive. Just to reply to Ryan Murray, lads, did anyone expect this? No, we didn't. I was confident because I thought that this team would bounce back after the terrible performance. But maybe we don't understand. This is Borussia Dortmund, guys. They were fighting for the title with Bayern Munich last year. Bayern Munich that won the Champions League. This is a very good team. Okay, I know people will say, they're bad in defense, etc. They have Haaland, they have Royce, Sancho, and so on. And Lazio, for the first 45 minutes, dominated the match. So, this was a really, really, really encouraging performance. Adi saying Patrick is error prone. I thought he had a great take. I think, Alistair, the problem with Patrick is that sometimes he gets too confident and want to try something special, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think he's heard the message we want to play out from the back, and he's taken it too seriously. Because 2 games in a row now, he's tried to be a bit too clever while under pressure, and it's cost us. And when Wesley hurt in the last podcast, I did say, look, he's essentially not that bad a defender, but he does have an error in him which can change the game. So it would be wrong for me not to point out that that's exactly what Patrick's been like in the last 2 games now. He's a decent defender, but he does have it in him to make the mistake that's going to change a game. And it does cast a shadow over the performance. That's all it takes, really, in that position. Is it like you can do absolutely everything right, but if you make one mistake, that's what you're kind of judged for. And I think Patrick, I think he just, and I think a few of the Lazio defenders not always looking to do something clever, always looking to do that. I think that's the way the Lazio want to play, and that's great. But there's no harm in playing it safe every now and then if you don't have any other option available. And Patrick, I feel like always wants to avoid doing that at all costs.
Yep. King of Kings. Didn't know you guys were doing live streaming. Next match, maybe I will turn in. Well, we decided yesterday. The plan is probably to do it for every Champions League match, right, Alistair? We'll try our best to do it every Champions League match. So when the match is over, you can already jump on our YouTube channel or find us on Twitter. And if you're the first time that you're watching us, we have a regular podcast in English about Lazio every week after the Serie A match. And after the Champions League, we do this live streaming. And then the day afterwards, you will find it on iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, etc. And if you want more, we have our Patreon page, patreon.com/Lazio Lounge. You can support us here for exclusive content just for our Patreon. AP saying Luis Felipe was great till on the pitch. Yes, we said it. This is one of the problem of this team. Availability, right, Alistair? No one, I think, has to say something about Luis Felipe. He has become one of the best central defender in Italy, but he needs to play because otherwise you can be Messi. But if you're not playing, you're useless.
It's interesting as well. Sorry,
yep,
can I just make one point? I think it's interesting as well that I think tonight we almost had the confirmation, if we didn't already have it before, that Inzaghi does now see this as his best option of having Felipe in the middle and Acerbi on the left when they're both available. Because that has been something that's moved around a lot. Last season he got stuck on Radu on the left, Acerbi in the middle, Felipe on the right. That became the first choice back three. But we have seen quite frequently that when he's had opportunities to have both of those two fit and Radu not, that's what he wants to do. And I think more and more, like we've been saying this since we started the podcast, I think that Luis Felipe's best position is to be in the middle of that three. But the problem he's had is that he had Stefan de Vrij there and then he had Francesco Acerbi there. So it's been very for him to find a position. But now that Acerbi is showing that he is more than capable of playing on the left side of that three, I hope that Felipe gets more and more opportunities there, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were already doing our podcast, and when De Vrij left for Inter, said, this is perfect because we have already De Vrij hurt, and he can perfectly play instead of De Vrij in that position. So I was hoping to see him playing there. Now we're just a couple of years later, right? But we are finally there. So yeah, I thought he came in and played really consistent. And again, Borussia was with Haaland, Royce, Sancho, then put in Brandt, and other two attacking midfielders. So they were pushing a lot. And still, how many saves Rakosha made? Not that many, Alistair.
Yeah, he made one excellent save on Guerrero in the first half, didn't he? And then a couple of decent shots. He had to send a couple over the bar and do a bit of fielding, a bit of catching work. But yeah, I mean, he didn't have to do anything spectacular. It would have taken something pretty extraordinary to stop the one that Haaland scored. I mean, I'm amazed that the net didn't burst from that goal, to be honest. It was a good defensive performance. I mean, like we say, it was an error leading to the goal. It just goes to show the influence of having Felipe back, of having Lucas at his best. Yeah, I mean, of just the occasion. And by the way, the other thing is, I think it's just great that it did feel like an occasion. I don't know if you got that. I was gutted I couldn't be there. I was hoping to be there and I wasn't. But even through the TV, it did feel like it was a Champions League game in the sense that the intensity of the game felt like a Champions League game. It wasn't completely lost that this was our first game back in 13 years. And yes, we would have loved a full stadium. We would have loved to all have been there as fans, but it did still feel like, the quality of the match was to the standard that you'd expect.
Yeah, especially because you played against Borussia Dortmund, one of the best team in Europe, and this made you feel, like this is really Champions League. It wasn't, playing against Dynamo Kiev or a small team. This was one of the best team in Europe. And even if Borussia didn't play well in the first half, they were. You could see the talent. You can see that this is a team that play great football. This is a team that has talent, players, fast, physical. So Lazio had to play the best. And again, we said it at the beginning, but I thought Lucas Leiva was amazing. He was everywhere. Everywhere the ball was going, there was Lucas Leiva. So that obviously helped the defenders, because when you have this help from the midfielders, that obviously you struggle less. But really, as we said at the beginning, if we take off Correa, that anyway made the assist for the first goal, every player played well. Akpa Pro was great. Marco Parolo that came in, great. Hurt that came in was, maybe, Alistair, if I want to be maybe too harsh, I was hoping something better from Murici. He won a couple of battles, but I was hoping something more from him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a hard job though at that point in the game, because you basically you've got to a point where you're almost protecting the lead rather than trying to push for a goal. So yeah, I mean, I think it's big judgments. In any case, I think we were quite hard against Sampdoria, but it was on a day, I guess, when we were desperately scrapping around looking for positives. But yeah, I mean, I think Mariki's going to need time, isn't he? He's going to need a bit of time to get used to the team, to get used to the way they play, and he's going to need more minutes as well. He's going to get more opportunities to start. I do hope he starts on the weekend against Bologna, to be honest. I think that Correa could maybe sit one out. I don't want to be too critical of Correa, but his decision-making has been very frustrating in the last couple of games. He's not in his best form, and I think that Muriqi needs to be given a chance at some point. So why not do it in a game like this? That's the reason we signed him, so we can play Champions League and then rotate for the league.
Wait a second. We just beat Borussia Dortmund in Champions League, and you are talking about Bologna. Come on. Come on. I mean, tomorrow morning, maybe. Tomorrow morning, we have already a question from Tommy Aquino. Escante should start vs Bologna. Give Leiva a rest. Guys, today we celebrate the victory against Borussia. Then from tomorrow, we start talking about Bologna. Okay? Good enough? I think
Fabio's laying down the law tonight. Strict no Bologna policy.
I mean, it's 30 years we were missing from the Champions League. Let's celebrate, and then we focus on the other. I like this Ryan Murray saying Leiva mopped up everything today. I thought it was great. Again, old midfield. I mean, Lazio has one of the best midfield of Europe, and we have the chance now to show it in the Champions League. Milinkovic Savic, Luis Alberto, Leiva, they are great. And you can add now Marusic, that played very well. We said that Fares didn't cross very well, but I thought he defended great, especially in the second half when Lazio was struggling. He proved to be a much better defender than, for example, Johnny. And this is really positive. I think he needs to find the rhythm to get used to have Murici, Immobile in the box and find the right rhythm. And let's not forget, Alistair, that today Lazio didn't have Lazzari, that last year was playing every single match. And we didn't know this, right? We didn't feel that we are missing a quality, important player tonight. No, we didn't. That's big credit to Marusic. But I thought let's not forget, we don't have Rado, we don't have Lulic. We have a lot of players out, and today we beat Borussia Dortmund.
Well, do you know what I was thinking tonight? I was thinking it's amazing what difference it makes if you play players in their proper positions. Marasic on the right, not on the left. Marasic on the right, Faris on the left. Even, and this was something seriously unusual, Marco Polo, when he came on, played as a central midfielder. I know.
Finally.
Incredible.
Yeah,
so
the first time.
That's what I mean. If you actually decide to play these guys where they naturally play and they enjoy football, you get a better performance out of them. By the way, just on Lucas Leiva, before we finish on him and just agree that he was brilliant, I think one of the other amazing things about his game tonight was that A, he didn't get a yellow card, and B, he finished the full game. It's very rare that both of those things happen, I feel, with Lucas Leiva.
It happened even on Saturday that he finished the game. I don't know if this is related to the physical condition of Escalante, who wasn't on the bench Saturday. But yeah, let's not talk about the ref. I thought it was.
I think he came off on Cataldi came on Saturday.
Was it for Leiva?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, you probably stopped watching by then.
Unfortunately, I kept watching, but yeah, probably you're right. But yeah, we said it. Leiva had a terrific match, but you know, this guy has to start. Akpa Pro was meant to score today, said Daniel about football. I could feel it. Now I want Akpa Pro to start. He has to. Saturday against Bologna, we want Akpa Pro. I mean, Alistair, he wasn't in the. Nobody in August, nobody thought he would make the list, and now he's scoring in the Champions League. I get. Do you remember when?
I'm still not convinced he's real. It's almost like he's some sort of like oasis in the desert kind of thing. He's just come out of nowhere. I just don't know what to make of Akpa Pro. It's such an unexpected boost.
It reminds me a lot of Luis Felipe. When he came to Lazio, no one gave him a chance, credit, etc. And then he's become one of the best defenders. You know, Akpa Pro be the best signing of the summer for Lazio, as far as we know. Definitely, he scored more goals in Champions League than Correa, Caicedo, and Murici. So this is something.
Let's not
definitely
put too much pressure on the guy. Let's remember that Alessandro Murgia scored an amazing goal in a 3-1 win over Juventus, and we all got very excited, and that didn't come to much. So, yeah, let's give him a bit of time. But yeah, it is promising just because we didn't expect anything from him, you know, and here he is, making the difference and putting his hand up really for it to have a starting spot. And I think he needs to do that because Inzaghi is so conservative in his selection of ours in the last podcast that he basically needs to be convinced by something quite special happening. And I think it takes back pro scoring a goal against Borussia Dortmund to be able to find he can start ahead of Sergei. We can rest Sergei for this game.
But Alistair, this is a question. Why Inzaghi gave a chance to Akpa Pro and, for example, didn't give it to Pedro Neto, Armini, and so on? Is it because Akpa Pro really has something and the other not? Or why? Because
he's old and they're young.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody thinks Akpa Pro is 21. No, he's 28, right? So
yeah.
But yeah,
exactly.
he had a terrible injury. He was out for a couple of years, right? So it's like he's 2 years younger at least.
I've just checked, by the way, and Lucas Leiva hasn't finished 90 minutes for Lazio since the 29th of February against Bologna.
Okay. That's interesting.
I know. Surprising, as long as my app here is correct. But yeah, so that is promising. But I mean, yeah, I think that I know we're not Bologna, but I think it is it is worth, we need to make sure that the squad and this kind of performance, I guess, is saved up, so we can unleash it again next week against Bruges. I don't know if you saw any of it, by the way, but I saw a little bit of the Zenit Bruges game today. It was kind of on in the background, and oh my God, those two teams both look absolutely chaotic defensively. It was quite encouraging. The goals, you need to see the highlights of this game. The goal, the first one, is so funny. It is complete chaos. I tweeted at the time that it's the kind of goal that if your team conceded it, you'd throw television out of the window because it's just ridiculous.
Well, even the last one. The last one is worse, I think.
But and then the Zenit one, Dejan Lovren, the centre back, hits a shot from 30, 35 yards, and it hits the post, comes off the keeper's back, and goes in. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't too worried. Basically, looking at that game, I think that we're going to get a bit of insight into Bruges from some colleagues of ours, hopefully this week. So we'll keep you posted about it. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, do you think that's a good result? I mean, Zenit went into this group as the top seed, so Bruges beating a good result for us and our qualification hopes overall, or I don't know. What do you think about that, if anything?
The first day of Champions League and Lazio's top of the table because we scored more goal than Club Bruges. I mean, now tell me that yesterday you were thinking about Lazio would be, after the first day of Champions League, top of the table, beating Borussia Dortmund after losing so badly against Sampdoria Saturday. Lazio is top of the table in Champions League, 3-1 against Borussia, and second is Club Bruges that won, and you said it how, against Zenit. So I think this is terrific result for Lazio. So absolutely, I couldn't predict something like that. As I said, I was happy if Lazio would have get up out of tonight match. Said winning like that, it's terrific. And we said it. We did the live of the Champions League draw, and we were saying that this is a group that Lazio can go through. But we said that it would have been difficult, and things are going finally well. Club Bruges, convinced it's a very competitive team. Same thing about Zenit. It's not going to be easy, but if Lazio play like that, we can beat any of this team and win the group. Now, the biggest problem is the turnover. I think that if Lazio want to achieve this, Inzaghi has to rotate the players. In Serie A, Leva has to rest. Probably even Ciro Immobile has to rest, and so on. We have the players now, if they're not injured, to do it. And this has to be the main goal for Inzaghi. Now, the goal is qualifying in the Champions League, past the group, and then afterwards, from January onwards, we see how are we in the Serie A, and maybe we try to fix the situation there. But main focus is the Champions League and try to win, the next couple of matches.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out as well that the next two matches we've got in the Champions League are both away games as well. So Bruges is away, and then Zenit is away as well, and it's just non-stop. It's relentless from here on in because we've got Champions League every single week. So Champions League Serie A, Champions League Serie A. So yeah, Inzaghi's going to have to be really, really good at the way he manages this. It's going to be a big test for him, but I really hope that this is going to be the moment that kick starts this season. We said it already. We said it in the last podcast. This team is fundamentally a really, really good football team, and they just need to be reminded that they are very good at football. And hopefully, a result like tonight's will be the catalyst.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I would say Lazio now have to focus on the Champions League, win the next two matches. Probably there won't be fans in the stadium, so being abroad, being away won't have a huge impact on the performance. This is really important. And again, Lazio beat it, the most dangerous team. Now, let's be honest. Borussia Dortmund is one of the top 8 team in Europe, we can say, and Lazio beat it. So this is really positive. But unfortunately, there are other matches. So this is really important. We have to focus. Do a turnover for Saturday, probably against Bologna. Shuffle a little bit the starters. We have Cataldi, we have Escalante, we have the players now. Even make start Muriqi Caicedo, maybe they could start Saturday. And then focus back on the Champions League. We wanted badly to see Lazio playing in the Champions League. And we know Champions League means playing every week 2 matches, 2 difficult matches, because you played against one of the best team in Europe. You're going to play against Club Brugge, that maybe is not the top team in Europe, but it's definitely the top team in Belgium. Same thing in Zenit. So they're not going to be easy match. You need to rotate the players. But yeah, I think this is the focus, because you have time to recover for the Serie A. And let's not forget, the goal is reach the 4th place in the Serie A. If we pass the group stage in the Champions League, this would be a great success. So we have to focus on that, Alistair, I believe. And to all our guys watching our live today, if it's the first time, then please go on a Patreon page, or here's the link to our Spreaker page, where you can find all our podcasts. And we're going to do after every Lazio match, the podcast. So yeah, I'm going to hide you. Okay. So this is the link.
You're not much better.
For our podcast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, we're going to try to do this live reaction every time after the Champions League match, if you like it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it's really great, I think, because it's nice to get together and reflect on something positive, especially on a night like tonight. Such a relief. Brilliant performance. So happy.
Yeah, it has been amazing, guys. We didn't expect this performance. So thanks everybody for joining us. Remember, we are always here after the Champions League match. So please, if you didn't follow us before, start doing it now. And we'll be back next Monday to talk about Bologna Lazio. Thank you, Alistair. Good night, everybody. Well, I don't know if I'm a little bit undecided. Will I go to sleep or directly in front of the Lazio store and buy the Akpa Pro shirt? I have to. I don't know. I have to bring the kids to school before.
Akpa.
Man of the match, definitely. Bye, Alistair. Bye, everybody. Thanks you again.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.